Hello guys, welcome to this YouTube channel. And this YouTube channel will be tackling more on software engineering concepts, that's program concepts. Today I'm gonna be taking you through this full stack project right here. I've been working on it for a couple of days now, so allow me to just share my screen and we just have a good start about it first. And to make things easy for you and easy to understand, I will first share my screen, and then here I'm gonna go ahead and explain functionality and how this project will be working. So first things first, we have the user here. Actually, we have the user here. Just assume that's the user, and he wants to access this system. So I've implemented a login function and a sign up function for those who doesn't have an account. Then here I've implemented it's a landing page, just something showing a brief description of what the system is doing, yeah, and all that. And as soon the user clicks the register, he'll be required to provide the first name, and the last name, username, of which this username must be unique. It shouldn't be shared with any other user, and together with the email, and email as well should be very unique. Then he should also uh, uh, provide a password, and then he should also confirm the password. So basically that's what will be happening on the registration. On login, it's very simple. The user will be required to provide the username, and also he will be required to provide the password, so that he can be authorized and given a token to access the system. So that's how the system will be working when one is logging in. On the other side, when we look at the servers, so when the user puts his credentials when signing in, those credentials will be sent to a server, of which in my case I'll be using Postgres. I'm using Postgres, that is it. And this server will store this data, and when the user now comes to the login section, this data will be fetched from the database, that is the username together with the password, and then a comparison will be made. This username and password will be compared to the username that the user has provided together with the username that is in the backend or the server will be compared, and if they are equal or if they are uniform, then he'll be given access to continue with the login. But if they are not equal, then he'll be a notification will pop up with a toast message that either password or username is incorrect. Same case to password. If the password doesn't match with the password in the backend, the user will get a toast message that password or username is invalid, or yeah, something is just that pop-up message that says either password or username is incorrect. But if they are well and good, if they match, then he will proceed to the BlogIt now page. Here, allow me to kind of do this. And the next thing I want to explain is when the user logs in, what will happen. So when the user logs in, here is the overview of the page. Here we will have a section for it's a link for home. That's this, and this at this place, this is where all the blogs of the different users I have will be posted, and together with that we will see who created that blog, and there the message and the blog image that the user attached and all that. And then here we'll have a section for light blogs, another another link here, sorry for that. And in this link here, user will be able to light, when you have logged in, then you'll have all this access to do all these things. So here you'll be required to, whenever you have a blog and you want to write, then you click on this. Personally, I've named it to be I've named it to be light. So when you click on light, then a form will be shown like this. Then okay, let me show you, display it right here. A form will be shown, and in this form we'll have the the image where the user will provide, attach that image. Then we'll have another section here for the title, and also here we'll have another for the excerpt. That's a paragraph. We'll be using a text area for that. And here we'll have a body that the user now can write, or his description right here, of which here we are, for the body we'll be using a rich text editor that gives you access to use different fonts and different font families, giving like you can style the page however you want, like I'm sure most of you guys have interacted with Word, so it's just the same case that will be happening there. Maybe you can give a text some color and all that. So after that, of that section, okay, that link of light, we have another link up in front of it, just beside it, to be precise, and this will be a link for my blogs. You note the difference here. For at this link of home, we displayed all the blogs, all of them. But now here for my blogs, this link here, when you click of it, it's a page actually. When you click on it, then you'll be shown only your blogs only, and you can have a quick overview of them. And in this my blogs, you'll have a button. You can either delete, maybe you don't want a certain blog, so you can delete. And then we have another button here for you, sorry for that, we have another button here for you to update that blog. Maybe you made an error, or maybe you want to add something on top of what you had, so you can click on update, then you can edit whichever part you want. And all this data is stored in the database, so when you click on update, it will fetch that data back, and then it will be displayed to you. Then you can proceed to make the edits you want and all that. Then right after that, we now have a logout button right there. Oops, sorry for that. We have a logout link, so that one is very basic. So when you click on it, it just logs out and removes the cookies and the tokens given to a certain user. That is the user who is logged in. So from there, I'm gonna go ahead to show you, now how the project is now, to show you the project in working, how it's working, that is. So here we are in home, just a very simple welcome to BlogIt, discover insightful articles, connect with others, and start in your own journey of sharing blogs. So first things first, I'm gonna sign up just to for you guys to see that I haven't had coded anything. Like for this case, I might decide to use my first name. Maybe I'll just take a random guess, and maybe we say the first name of the person we have is, let's say, Hart, something like Hart, and last name is, let's say, Water or something of the sort. Here we say hart@gmail.com. Oops, sorry for that. shift@gmail.com. For username, let's give him this user right here, or heart. Let's give it a heart still. Then password we can say 1234, and confirm password 1234. So when I click on sign up, it's loading, then registration successful, and then I'm redirected now to login. And here, let me just put that username, and then 1234 is the password. Then I'm gonna hit login, and you can see a login was successful. In this project, I have different users who had posted their blogs. As you can see, this is the post by a user who had logged in previously, and he's called Karanja. This one is by Moses, KJ Moses, and we have another one there, KJ Moses. Yeah. So let me refresh this. When we go to my blogs, as you can see, this is a new user, so he or she haven't created a new blog. So just in case one wants to create a blog, so I can come here and write a new blog, choose an image of what you want it to talk about. Maybe I can click on this, it's a logo. Then I'm gonna go ahead and open a website here, random text generator, and then I'm gonna get some text here just to make things easier for me. Copy that and paste it right here on, actually it's the title, so the BlogIt user heart testing. On the excerpt I'm gonna paste that. Then on the body I'm gonna we're gonna copy all these. Let me just copy just a section of it. Sorry for that. Copy that, and I'm gonna paste it right here. And as I told you guys, we'll be using this rich text editor. So this one I can give it bold. For this one I can give it slanted. I underline it, and maybe let's do like that. Then for this light here, maybe I can tag this and give it a color, I think color red or something. And then for this one right here, maybe I can change the font to be monospace. And now we hit on post blog, and on hitting the post blog I'm redirected to this page here. And as you can see, we have the blog, it's a blog page, then the ID of the blog, because each and every blog must have an ID that is linked to the user of the account, that is the owner of the account. Then here the user can have an overview, last updated on Saturday 2024, that's today, by Heartwater. As you can see, this is the username. Okay, the first name and the last name I used while logging in. And then we have the BlogIt user testing, and as you can see, it has displayed all the this one we give it bold, underline, text color red, and monospace. And then when we navigate to home, as you can see here, we have now this blog. You have the image, the blogger used heart testing, and then by Walter White, it was posted today. And then you can for this section, as you can see, one can only see the title and some section, okay, and the excerpt. But in case you want to find out more on this blog, maybe you found it interesting and maybe you want to proceed and go ahead and see what it's talking about, then you can click read more, then all this data will be shown to you and then you can read it all. Back to home. So I've explained that. Now as you can see here on my blogs, I have one blog I've created. This is really fun. I'm loving it. So here you can either delete or update. Let's click on update and see what we can do on this. Maybe this time loud we can give this one a different color. Maybe you give it a let's say blue or something like that. This one right here at the bottom to make it so that we can know the difference. Let's give it a very very huge font size, and then the first one right here, then this one you can give it color red, and yeah, now let's update that blog. The blog has been updated as you can see, and I think here I have to just check on this because that huge font hasn't been shown well, but I will check on that. So when we go to home again, this is the blog, when you read more, then you can see all these details have been changed. And also there is this delete button, so this is just basic. If you delete, then it's all gone and everything's back to normal as we found them. So on my profile here, as you can see, the values are pre-populated here, so the user can either change the first name, last name, email address, or okay, for this case let's change this to Hutu, then for water let's say white, and for this one let's say let's say okay, let's keep it, okay, let's say hutu@gmail.com, and the username we can decide to go with, yeah, let's go with Hutu still. I click on update and you see user profile updated successfully. Now let's try to do some logout here, and now try to log in with the username which we had, which was this hat. So allow me to just log out and then the login again, and we'll be using hat as we and the password of 1234, and try to log in, and username or email, okay, username or password is incorrect. That is because we made a change on this username login. So when I add now Hutu, the one we updated to, then I click on login, everything back to normal, and we are back to where we were. So I'm gonna refresh that. I'm gonna now click on, let's go to my profile again. So that's well, and actually maybe we can test something here. I have a user with this username here, KRI. So we try to update, and you can see username already exists. That means this username, as I told you earlier before that, this username will be very very unique together with the email. Those are two things that are unique in this profile right here. So next I'm gonna go ahead to show now the part for updating the password. Now here you are required to enter the old password. Let me enter 123. I won't enter the correct password. Then I want to change it to 7890 and confirm password 7890. I click on updating, and we have a problem. Okay, I'm gonna inspect on that console. should be working. Let me try to put the right password, and put the new password to 123 2123. Update password. Password updated successfully. I don't know what. I think there is an issue, but anyway, I look into that. Oops, it break. Anyway, let me log out, and we try to log in with the new password. The username was Utu. The old password was 1234. Try to log in, and it doesn't work, so we are just gonna remove that 4, because the password is 1234, and then log in, and we are back in business. So that's it about the project. So at this time I'm gonna show you now the code file folder structure and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and open my VS Code right here, and to start with, as you can see, we have, okay, I'm gonna close all this. Let me close them all. We have the client and the server. So on the server side, this is where everything on the backend is running. For example, if I open this Prisma, here's the database. We have 2 databases for the user, which is requiring the first name, last name, email, username and password, string, and those are given the data type to be string, random generating. These are code for generating random IDs and all that. And we have the blog. We have the blog. These are 2 tables. We have the user table and blogs table, and this table have been linked to the user table, and that's because we want to know these are one-to-many relationship, so that in this way, like, the user can have many blogs, but many blogs can't have, one blog can't have many users, so it's one-to-many user. One user can have multiple blogs. So from there we have index.js. This where now like server running on port 4000, and all these are functions that I've implemented just to make sure everything is running well and expected. So on the client side, this is a folder structure. I was just working on some implementation some few minutes ago. So here we have the footer, just developed by Moses Mukabi. That's this line you see bottom, this one. This is the one we call the footer, and then we have the header, and this header is the one we have for sign up, login, and home. Come here and go ahead and show that. Let me have a bug there I have to fix. So this is the home, sign up, and login, and here we have the header for the feeds, for the blogs. Like now, if I log in right here with the user we created, and then I log in, you see, like, this heading right here, this header, for the home, for the light, for my blogs and all that, and it's called from this folder for components and header feed.jsx. And to implement that, this is the function I used. Like, there was this function I implemented here, which is using the authentication to know that if the user is logged in, and this authentication is here on the auth context.js, which if the user is logged in, then a cookie is provided, and so that the system can recognize when the user is because when the user logs in, he will be given a cookie, and that way the system can be able to know when the user is logged. So if the user is logged in, then a straight here is called if the user is logged in. If yes, then this header feed will be displayed, and this header feeds is the one for we are seeing right here, because this user is logged in and made and a cookie has been generated and given to and allocated to this user. Then that's why you are seeing this header right here. If no, that is if otherwise, this is a function for, then this is the syntax. If otherwise or else, then display this header. If the user is not logged in, that's when you're going to see that login or sign up or home. We go ahead and so this is the landing page. That is the home. That is the one that have this context. By the way, I used this CSS called tailwind CSS. This is the one that have done all this, and actually it's it's something good to run off if you maybe want to go and work with it. This is the one I was using here. So if you want anything you want to work with, then maybe you want to give something a width or something, just read this document. In coding, in software engineering, there is something we call RM no R okay, in short, it's read the fucking manual. That is it. Like, you have to read. If it's the styling you want, then come right here, look for it. It might be challenging when starting with, because actually it is, before grabbing all this concept. But as you run by, keep okay, like doing something time and time again without giving up. So come here, search with, look for the one you want, then you copy this, go and paste where you want it to be, and with that, I'm sure this styling with tailwind CSS won't be something to make you worried. So we were here, then update password. Okay, these are component which is this. Okay, let me log in. I just dropped out. 1 2 3 login. Gonna refresh that, then my profile, and then this one here is this component, like this update post password is this component right here. It's a use state, for those fields to be blank. Then I was fetching, fetch the data from the database, so that you can be able to, those passwords can be compared, and if they match, then well and good, you can be able to change your password, and that's the the code for that. Yeah, I don't think there is something to talk much about here. Yeah. So the next thing is to go ahead and show you the pages that I have. First thing is articles page. Actually, this is articles page. I actually didn't use it because I replaced it with where is that? Food blog. Yeah, this one right here. So this one I actually don't need it, so can delete that, and there we go, back in business. So this one is for editing now the the blog. When the user gets to my blog and you have a blog here, then you can click on edit, and now this is the function behind all that, which is taking the title, the excerpt, the body, and the featured image. And for this featured image, I implemented using Crowdly, where, well, on the user side it seems to be normal, like yeah, I'm just going there uploading an image, but back in my head I know when a user uploads an image, then okay, maybe I can, let me see whether I had console.log that. Maybe I can write a blog, choose a file, and I'm gonna choose just a random file, open, and there it is. Then I'm gonna inspect this, and then we got console. Unfortunately I didn't console.log that, but basically when the user updates a photo here, then this image will be sent to the Crowdry. Then the Crowdry will then maybe, okay, let me just put some just random things here. Sure, I had done some console.log, then I post. Let's go through this object right here. Yeah, there it is. As you can see, we have this link here, and this is the link that is stored to the database. You upload an image, and on the user side it's just normal, I've just uploaded images, but now on me as a software engineer, I know that this image it's being transformed to a link, and that link is transported to the database, because the database, like Postgres, you can't imagine a database having images. That's crazy. That can't happen. And yeah, right now if I copy now this and then paste it right here, it should display this image right here. As you can see, yeah, it's that awesome, using that tool called Crowdnell. And it's very simple. Just go create an account, and then set a name that you want to call your present, and then everything works perfectly. Yeah, so that's the edit blog. I don't think there is anything to talk about. So edit page, edited full. Now okay, this is the for to go and edit all that. Then edited full blog is this page. Okay, let me update, let me edit this one. In my case, I've set the edited to represent now the new this. Okay, when you edit, you post it, that's now what I've called edited. Maybe I should have used maybe updated for it to make more sense. If I update this, then this is what we call it as edited full blog, and that's what we are this code is doing here. It's just fetching the from the API base, and actually this API base, I used this. As you can see, const API base is equals to import.meta, and this here is the functions that is in .env that stores my key to my database. It's a sort of a key. Like now, if I go to here .env, okay, not .env, right? Okay, actually this one right here, it's importing this API base right here, but okay, the password is in the backend. Sorry for that, guys. A little bit mistake over there, but we'll get there, explain further. On feeds, now this is the page that shows everything. As you can see top here, if I navigate to home, this is /feeds, and this is the page that it fetches all the blog. As you can see, it doesn't have that /ID, and like this one, edited full blog, it has got that not there, but right here it has got that ID. That means it's fetching for a specific user. But now in the full blog, it's just querying all that data from the backend and posting it, regardless of the of the user. So then we have, okay, that was the part for feeds, fetching all the blogs. Then full blog, that is when you create a blog, then that page is showing. Like now, let me show you. So write a blog. Let's say I choose a subfile here, BSc, then a title, something, and then I let something. Then this page is the page I'm calling a full blog, and actually this now is, as you can see, it's calling the specific ID of that, and to be precise, that's the ID you are seeing on top here. That's the ID of that blog. So it's fetching that and displaying it to the user, so we can see the full blog that he created, that he posted. Here we have the login. It's simple. It's just querying to know the password and the username from the server, and returning login successful when they match. That is on success, and importing this, as you can see here, the username and the password. The reason why you are seeing this, because actually it should be just one username, is because I had made some mistake on my server on naming these things. Then I messed up somewhere. Now I have to keep repeating username is equals to that username. Yeah, so that's it about logging. Those are just design and all that. Way you are required to enter the username and the password. Yeah, on my blogs, that is, they are generating up blogs for a specific user, and for a blog for a specific user, that must be attached with the blog ID. That's why we created one-to-many relationship, because one user then can have many blogs, and these blogs, they can, when the user clicks on this my blogs, then all his or blog should be displayed, because each like now, I don't know whether, let me see whether I can show you that. Gonna open Postman, open it. As that is opening, I'm gonna go ahead and show the part for my profile. That's now, oops, I think I didn't implement that on my profile, but I did this for update personal. For this my profile, maybe I was to implement something to do with add a picture for the user, so that when user posts a blog, then okay, let me go to home. I allow, like now when the user posts a blog, then his image should be visible right here, so that every user can see what would be. Every user can have a kind of DP or something, like you can see the profile image of that user. So that was what that page was supposed to do. Then we have the sign up, the database. Here the user is keying in his data, then it's being mutated and then sent to the backend in /users. So yeah, that's it. And then we have update personal information that I showed you. You put in the first name and the last name, and that has to go to the specific user. That's why I used this URL, API base, then users, then /me. Yeah, this is for light now. The page where you write your blog, keying in the title, the excerpt, and the body. And as you can see, this is the import of the rich text editor I used, and there it is. then you come, you use it bottom here on the body. Where is that? Yeah, right here. You just put those, you just put it under the editor, and then that works perfectly fine. That's it. This one. Okay, for in cases where the user is typing in data and sending them to the database, then that's a perfect time to use mutation. But if now we are fetching data from the backend and displaying them to the user, then at that point you'd be required to use query on the that's the this one here. I'm sure you guys have seen me using API base. That is my server. I'm calling it. There it is, and this is the function that is responsible for calling it on the front end. So on out context, that is if the user is logged in is true, and this is also the one responsible for logout. And the input.jsx. This is the code I used for my images. That is, if I upload an image, it is fetched and taken to this URL right here, and then it's posted. Actually, that's taken there. Then a link will be generated, and then we will have it back. So this is just a setup for that featured image. Up to .jsx. Now this is where I've imported all those pages and components, and using them together so that the user can see whatever is in the in the front end. With that, I think we are done with the client side, and then we navigate back to the to the server side. I'm gonna close that. I don't know where this has opened, and I was to show you guys the part for get or blogs. Let's see, send. Unauthorized, so that means we have to log in first. So send invalid. I think I had to change this one to KR. Send invalid, whatever. Okay, let's use the one we just used currently. Hutu, and I think password was 123. And there we go. Then we come to get our blogs, send, and then as you can see, a user has an ID. Okay, no, this is not the ID of the user, this is the ID of the blog, and down here we have the user and then the ID of the user. This is what we are using to link now this. Like for now, in the page of my blogs, then this user must be okay. How am I gonna explain this? Like, he should be the owner of this blog. As you can see, this is the field for okay, this as you can see here, there's a field of the owner, and actually this field is right here on schema, so that one can know the owner, and that's what we have used to create this one-to-many relationships. So each ID has its own ID, and that ID is linked to the owner. And who is the owner? This person here with this ID. And who is this with this ID? Then it's this person right here. And as you can see, I'm storing my passwords in a encrypted way, that is using BlogIt. If you use BlogIt, then your password is is kinda how am I gonna say this? It's kinda hidden to people's, or even to one figure out what your password is. So it is stored in this format right here, so that even when someone comes and see this, or maybe backend is accessed, then no one can have your password. You'll still be safe. So that's what I was about to show you, that each blog has its owner. And when I click on all blogs, this function here will just display all blogs. But for a specific user, if I now get here now I've used the blog the blog ID must be the same, must okay the blog ID must be linked with the user, and if that's not the case, then that's not the blog of that person. Here we have two blogs for this guy. So that's it for for that. Then we have .env. We are storing our JWT secret key. That's it. And actually, guys, you should hide these details on your head, because when creating now when being this is the development mode, but now when you are now working for corporates or all that, or companies, then this should be totally secretive, because hackers, when they get this, they can make things go south anytime. So here we have authentications, that is to authenticate and the users and all that. This is for actually this is a function I used for password, and this is for login. So they are just authenticating. Then we have the blogs, and these are the codes for creating a blog, that will require a title, exact body, and the user ID, which is the user ID that is called right here. That is called right there. Fetching a single blog where ID. Okay, fetching single blog, const ID, that where the blog ID is this, and include is equals to true, that is include the user's details. Yeah, these are just basic, easy to go about concept, because the backend is not that complicated, but now the issues comes when logging in. And here is where we hash the password using the BlogIt after installing it, and then this is the data you'll be required to fill in, either a username, password. And here is you remember in the front end I told you I made an error, having to work with this username is equals to this username, because I failed to update this and right here to be I wanted it to be a capital N, so that everything works perfectly. On the middleware, we have the one for validating if there is no first name or field must be required. That is, if the user may be, like for example, I'm here home. Okay, let me log out. Sorry for that. And I have to sign up. Then maybe just type random details here. Let me say. Then I leave out this place here. Then the username, password 123, the same. Then I try to sign up. Then this actually is on the front end. I implemented this on the front end. Then a pop-up will show all the fields are required. So, but if you now fill in this, then that user will be created successfully. So now we come to this is now for authenticating and giving a user a token, so that he or she can proceed you can proceed with the with the with the with the now the system. It's just giving the user, it's just authenticating the user that you have logged in, everything is fine, you have the cookies and your data has been taken. Then go ahead, you can log in. And for the user.index, that's where now everything is brought together. An instant of the express is created, because on this project I've used the express, NodeJS, and and also on the backend, that is I've implemented using those, and also the Prisma. And here we have that I would explain that. I think that's all for this presentation. I'm gonna leave it to you guys. I'm gonna leave at this point, and I hope everything is home and dry. Thank you.